Today we're diving into 6 seriously underrated anime that slipped past way too many fans. These gems mix tension, mystery, chaos, and pure "why didn't I watch this earlier" energy. Buckle up, because the deeper this list goes, the wilder it gets. Kicking off with number 6, Young Blackjack. Let me tell you right now, Young Blackjack is one of those anime that'll have you staring at your screen like, whoa! So this dude is that good with a scalpel? This show gives us a young, broke, ridiculously talented medical student who performs surgeries that should basically count as magic tricks, but with actual science. And every time he does something borderline impossible, the soundtrack is like, yes, this is drama, respect it. What really hits is how gritty it gets. The Vietnam War arc? Bro. The show dives deep into the moral disasters of that era, corruption, chaos, desperation, and then drops Blackjack in the middle like, well, let me just stitch humanity back together real quick. Meanwhile, other doctors in this anime be acting like NPCs who only downloaded half the medical DLC. And can we talk about his hair? The man looks like he lost a fight with a lightning bolt and won. You don't question his style, he questions yours. The show balances medical tension, social commentary, and that 1970s aesthetic that makes you feel like everyone needs rest, therapy, and better lighting. But trust me, once you start it, you'll start side-eyeing modern medical dramas like, why aren't you doing this? Sliding to number 5, Dark Side Blues. Honestly, Dark Side Blues feels like someone mixed gothic atmosphere with cyberpunk energy and then said, let's make it mysterious enough to confuse smart people in the best possible way. And it works. The anime takes place in a future where a mega corporation basically owns everything. Yes, even your sense of hope. And people are out here struggling for scraps of freedom. Then this calm, elegant stranger called Darkseid literally rolls into town in a carriage like he's auditioning for most dramatic entrance of the century. And the whole vibe of the anime shifts instantly. Every scene he's in feels like the director whispered, turn the coolness to maximum. The rebels are doing their best, bless them, but then the mystic energy kicks in and you're like, wait, is this supernatural? Psychological? Both? Neither? All of the above? The anime never spoon-feeds answers, and honestly, that's half the fun. The aesthetic alone carries weight. Blue shadows, neon grime, people looking stressed 24/7, and villains who act like they're allergic to humility. It's moody, slow burn, stylish as hell, and perfect for fans who want something atmospheric and strange. The ending? Oh, it leaves you thinking. You'll close the episode and just sit there like you unlocked lore that doesn't exist yet. And weirdly, it's amazing, landing on number 4, Sword for Truth. Now we're entering the swords, blood, and questionable life choices portion of the list. Sword for Truth is an anime so violent it makes Ninja Scroll look like a warm-up exercise. If you came for a calm story, turn back now. This movie only knows 2 settings, sharp blades and even sharper chaos. We follow Shuranosuke Sakaki, a stoic samurai who talks less than a bored cat but fights like he's trying to speedrun the entire Edo period. Every time he pulls out his sword, someone loses something important. An arm, a plan, a will to live. The man slices through ninjas like they're made of soft bread. The plot? A missing princess, political games, shadowy clans, and tension thicker than anime hair gel. But let's be honest, you're mostly here for the action. And this anime does not disappoint. The villains are wild. There's a guy who moves like he trained by fighting ghosts, and another dude who really thought bare chest ego equals unbeatable strategy. Spoiler, it wasn't. Is it perfect? No. Does it have the subtlety of a brick? Absolutely. But there's something undeniably entertaining about the unapologetic brutality and wild pacing. It's messy, chaotic, and incredibly watchable. But trust me, number 3? It'll mess with your head in the best way possible. Looking at number 3, Blackjack, 2 Doctors in Black. If Young Blackjack showed us the origin story, 2 Doctors in Black is the cinematic combo meal that takes everything you love and straps it to a medical roller coaster. This OVA throws Blackjack into a clash with another genius doctor, Dr. Kiriko, a man who believes mercy sometimes comes in the form of ending suffering permanently. Yeah, he's that guy. What follows is basically medical Batman versus medical Punisher, except they both wear darker clothes than your emo phase. Blackjack heals with impossible skill. Kiriko believes in mercy through finality. Their philosophies collide so hard, you'd think the universe would glitch. The animation has that old-school grit that just hits different. The surgeries look intense, the moral dilemmas feel heavy, and the tension between them could cut steel. The plot moves fast, like someone said, "No, we don't need filler, we need trauma and ethical chaos." And Blackjack still flexing those impossible operations like it's Tuesday. Meanwhile, Kiriko walks in like, "I will change the entire debate in one sentence." Their relationship is complex. Respect, rivalry, and a whole lot of my worldview can beat your worldview. This anime leaves you questioning humanity, ethics, and medical miracles, all within under an hour. Only legends pull that off. Drifting into number 2, Biohunter. Okay, imagine scientists trying to cure a virus, except the virus turns people into flesh-hungry monsters, politicians are being shady, and the city feels like it's 5 minutes from collapsing. That's Biohunter in a nutshell, and it goes hard. We follow 2 scientists, Kamada and Koshigaya, who spend their days dissecting biogenetic nightmares and their nights trying not to become one. One of them is literally infected, but fighting the transformation through sheer willpower and plot armor reinforced with determination. Every time the mutation spikes, you're like, "Oh no! Oh yes, this is getting interesting." The anime mixes horror, action, bio-thriller madness, and just enough social commentary to make you uncomfortable in a good way. The creature designs? Pure 90s excellence. Goo claws, screaming citizens. It's chaos with style. And the villains? Bro, the monsters are terrifying, but the corrupt humans are somehow worse. There's a real tension throughout, like any character could snap, mutate, or betray someone at any moment. And the vibe? Dark, sticky, sweaty panic. Perfect for fans who love horror with heart and violence with storytelling. Would I call it underrated? Absolutely. Would I call it weirdly addictive? Also yes. This one crawls under your skin. Figuratively, don't panic. And finally, number 1. Laughing Under the Clouds, Gaiden. This is the moment the list goes from underrated gems to why isn't everyone talking about this? Laughing Under the Clouds, Gaiden delivers emotional punches, deep lore, and stunning animations smoother than half the shows releasing today. If you watch the original series, Gaiden expands everything. Character backstories, hidden motivations, the tragedy behind the smile. If you didn't watch the original, don't worry. This trilogy hits just as hard on its own. Each chapter focuses on a different character, and every story feels like pulling open a wound and discovering even more layers underneath. The emotional weight is real. Brotherhood, sacrifice, curses, reincarnation. This story cooks. And the action? Beautifully choreographed. Sharp, meaningful strikes instead of random sword flailing. The art style mixes softness with brutality in a way that's honestly impressive. And these characters. They're messy, lovable, hurting, loyal, and fighting demons, both literal and emotional. You feel for them even when they're acting completely unhinged. The Gaiden project basically said, let's take everything Feng fans loved and make it 10 times richer. By the end, you'll be staring at the screen like, okay, but why am I crying? I only meant to watch one part. And then you watch all 3 because, of course you do. And that wraps our list of 6 underrated anime absolutely worth your time. If any of these titles surprised you, confused you, or instantly jumped onto your watch list, tell me in the comments. Hit like if you discovered something new, subscribe for more deep cut anime gems, and share this with a friend who's missing out.